My father was in law enforcement, so I kind of grew up with it. And as a matter of fact, he was a police sergeant with Cincinnati Police Department, and when he retired, he created the sergeant's vacancy into which I was promoted.
Really?
And I had both his patrolman's and his sergeant's badges during my tenure, and then eventually I was promoted to the rank of lieutenant, so it was kind of a family thing with us.
That's fascinating. When did he get into it?
He joined the Cincinnati PD, I believe, in 1958.
Okay.
And I joined in 1972. So there were a number of years there when we both were
Right.
on the Cincinnati Police Department.
So then collectively, I guess we have, experience all, starting in the 50s, going through the 60s, and then 70s.
Into the 90s
Oh,
when I
okay.
retired.
Okay,
So you're
wow.
talking, between the two of us, it was from 1958 to 1995.
So that's almost 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Fantastic. And I know we were talking earlier, you indicated that you saw the nature of law enforcement change a bit over that time, and then it continued to change after you got out of it.
I believe it's changed rather drastically compared to what it was when I was in it. As a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think the law enforcement profession in which I served, in which my father served, even really exists anymore. The culture has changed to that extent, in my opinion.
Well, let's talk about what, kind of your father experienced and you experienced before we talk about how it's become different. So why don't you tell us about, your days as a cop and kind of your perception going into it and the culture?
Well, the term back then was peace officer. We thought of ourselves as public servants. And what I'm seeing today is a far more militaristic concept than we had back then. Law enforcement is beginning to take on the character of an occupying army.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think of yourself as an occupying army, then you begin to think of citizens as the enemy, something that has to be controlled. And every day I am seeing more and more incidents where this sort of thing is playing itself out, where things have taken place that could not have happened during my law enforcement tenure because our approach to such things was so much different than what it is now.